Sup everyone, my name's Chris DeLu, and a little bit of an update on my hand situation. You'll notice that there's like a seatbelt kind of thing. It's actually my sling, because I had surgery yesterday. Well, yesterday for me it's Thursday still. I had surgery on Wednesday, the 14th, and I had, I can move my hand and everything for the most part. There's a small incision up here with a metal screw through my bone. And I'm just going to kind of give you guys a bit of a description of the entire process that I went through. My cats are playing fighting. But here's what happened. I went in, and after all the registration and stuff, one of the nurses actually asked me, I've got hair down there, one of the nurses actually asked me how I managed to be in the situation that I'm in. And I described to her that I was sneezing and couldn't see, and then I slammed the car in front of me. And I will say, at the time of the accident, whenever there were cars going by, one person actually stopped and asked how I was doing, if I was alright, if I needed anything. Turns out that lady that had stopped was this nurse's daughter, because I didn't even say where the accident was. I just said what happened, and she's like, on this and this street over there? I'm not going to exactly say where the accident was. And I was like, yes, yeah, how did you know that? And she's like, my daughter was there and called out to you and made sure you're alright. So apparently now I'm known to a family that I was having a sneezing fit and hit a car in front of me. But anyway, I walked in there, did all the registration, talked to that nurse, and literally there was like a team of 8 or 9 people standing around me. I got an IV antibiotic thing in my hand, and then this guy had this ultrasound thing going under my armpit. He was looking for nerves, and he shoved this needle that was literally like that long and bent, had all these like little marks, I guess, of how far in he was going. And that didn't really hurt at first until he started hitting nerves in my arm. And that hurt. Like one hit and I just kind of twitched a little bit, and it actually did hurt a lot. But he was injecting the nerve blocker to the, like, it wasn't just a numbing agent. It was a numbing agent, yes, but it wasn't just a numbing agent. It totally prohibited me from using my arm at all. It took a minute to go, and then I didn't really feel it at first. I could just start feeling the numbing, and then they put the mask on my face, told me to take a couple deep breaths because they wanted to fill my lungs up with the oxygen, and then I was fucking out. And I wake up later. My arm is in a sling. I am laying in the bed, and for the entirety of yesterday, from apparently it was like 2:30 or something in the afternoon until 2:30 in the morning, I could not move from here down, nor could I feel it. It was at the point where sometimes whenever I was at my folks' house and I was sitting there looking at my hand, and I'm just desperately trying, like pushing all my nerves that I could to try to move it, I was like, did nothing. I was getting no response, and it was so weird. Taking a shower was weird, because I could, at some point later on in the night, around like 7 or 8, I could actually move from my elbow down, like my elbow up to my shoulder. I could move that, but the rest of it was still a limp dead fish, and I couldn't feel any of this at all. I can feel it now, and I can kind of move my hands a bit, not a lot, because there's still the incision right there. It's, tied up and all that good jazz. So I can't move this finger. Got to clean it off. I can't. There's some orange stuff on it. I don't know what that is. I think that might have just been part of the numbing agent or some sort of alcoholic cleanser on my hand. I have no idea what it is, so my hand's a little orange. That's not to say that I'm dirty. It's just something the doctor's office did. There's a little bit of blood right there, but that's not from anything I did. That's from the surgery. But I couldn't feel my fingers at all, nor could I control what direction my hand was going. So when I took a shower, the thing, by the way, only goes down to the wrist. I'm keeping the sling on, to sort of interrupt a bit. I'm keeping the sling on because it helps to keep my hand at rest, and my hand doesn't like bash or dangle into things, because the numbing agent has worn off, and it hurts. That, and it prevents the blood from pumping down to the incision site and causing bleeding or anything, so this is more or less of a convenience thing, and sort of like an ease of rest. But whenever I was in the shower, I covered my hand in a plastic bag, like I've been doing for the past week and a half, with the sling and then with the cast. Yes, the cast got cut off a couple days ago. I'll tell you this guy's a story about that in a second. But I was taking a shower last night, and I was, since I could only feel from about here up, and I could control about that up. So for the most part, and it was really weak. For the most part, like all shower long, I was just punching myself in the face. This hand couldn't feel it, but my face certainly could. And it was so hard because I was just popping myself in the mouth. But I managed to, take a decent shower. But yeah, I've got the metal screw in my hand now, and I can move my hand for the most part, but there is still going to be that pain for about a week and a half, maybe. I go back, I think it's on the 27th to have the stitches removed and to check how everything is going. So I'm going to have a permanent scar right there. There is a side effect from this though it did help, and I can move my hand and my fingers, and my ring finger is back to its normal length, because before the surgery, my bone, it's like the top part of the bone was split and pushed downwards, so my ring finger was actually a bit shorter, and people noticed. So what she did, she lined the bone back up, shoved the screw down in there. Now my ring finger is now back to its normal length, and it looks pseudo-normal. I'm looking at the camera. So everything down there is now back to normal with a giant metal screw down my hand. But yeah, so that's what I'm left with. I do want to tell you, though, the past 3 days have been very interesting. Because I went to work at 7 in the morning on Tuesday. And I was supposed to be there 7 to 4. And I, for the most part, was. I'm sitting at the temp table, full cast on. I've been like this for like close to a week now. I'm sitting at the temp table. And I go to the bathroom, or at least I try. And I get a call from my doctor's office, which is in Wilmington, and I work in Charlotte. That's about an hour drive. Telling me at 8:15 that I need to be there at 9:30 that day. I couldn't reschedule it. The orthopedic wanted me there that day. So I have to run up to one of my managers and say, look, they just called me. They need me there today. And she told me to go ahead and clock out for lunch. And so I go up there, and I'm out for like 3.5 hours. I come back. Or while I'm there, they cut the cast off and they give me an x-ray. A couple shots, actually. And she comes back after, I think it was about after 40 minutes. They were pretty busy today. Or that day. They're probably busy today. And she says she wants to fix it, which is code for cut me open and shove something in there. And I was thinking, okay, can we schedule this for Thursday? She's like, nope, we're doing it tomorrow. And I had to work that tomorrow. Luckily, my people lead, Kelly, is a total boss, and was looking out for me. And she actually suggested, I was actually going to plan on coming. My surgery was not yet at this particular time scheduled. It was just set for tomorrow in the afternoon. It eventually got scheduled for 12, and the person that was in front of me in line for surgery didn't show up or called out or something like that, called it off, which put me ahead, which means once I walked in the door and was registered, I was back there getting cut up. But, Kelly, she really saved my ass there, and so it basically advised that I call out and not show up. And she was going to cover it; it wouldn't count against me, and she was perfectly cool with it. Kelly's looked out for me a lot, and I thank her every single time, every single day. She is one of my favorite people, and she knows it. But the orthopedic said, no, we need your surgery for tomorrow. It's like, I can't push it back to Thursday, and she said, no, we're at the mercy of the orthopedic surgeons. And so I was called in a day, which I was supposed to get this appointment set up before, but I had gone through a lot of crap the past couple days, and they obviously weren't available on the weekends. And so all that has been set in motion. And then it's like I called them the day before and say, look, I'd like to set up an appointment. The orthopedic I was referred to wasn't there, and then they called me the next fucking morning and said, hey, come in now. And and it was an hour drive, but I made it in 35 minutes because speed demon. And I get there, and she rips open the cast, gives me x-rays. I want you to have surgery tomorrow. So literally the series of events from doctor's appointment to surgery was less than 24 hours. So it was one hell of an experience. But right now I am on the mend. According to the orthopedic, I should be wearing this plaster cast, which is the only thing I can think of to call it. And I'm going to have this on for at least the next week. I need to wash my hand and everything. And on the 27th, I think it's either the 17th or the 27th, I've got to call her tomorrow and figure it out. And I've got to, I guess she's going to look at it and take the stitches out. I'm going to keep the sling on for the next couple days, at least while I'm working or walking around the house or doing whatever. And I'm going to keep it on just for the, just to make sure that it rests and heals while I'm going around doing things. However, I am going to be getting back into playing games. I'm not going to play a whole lot. I'm actually about ready to play a little bit of Halo to see if my hand can take it. Because she even said that as soon as, I could get feeling in my fingers again, which I have now, I even showed her, I even used the 3 fingers, that will I be back to playing games? She said yes, but take it easy. I'm not going to be doing anything crazy. I'm actually about to test it. So yeah, I'll be about a week is how long I'll be having this thing on. And then for about a month, for about another 3 weeks, I should say, I will be on light duty, no heavy lifting, so I'm probably not going to be doing my full work that I do at work. And after that month, I'll be back to normal, right as rain, ready to roll and do whatever. So for the next... So the good thing is my healing process was cut down significantly. The healing time was cut by weeks, and that's good. And that was the shortest time I have ever had a cast. I've had about 2 or 3 casts in my entire life, both of them whenever I was a teenager. And they lasted, one of them lasted 6 weeks, the other was 8 weeks, and I think the last one was 6 weeks as well. I had broken my thumb twice, and then I had broken, I want to say, my arm. It's been years. Again, I was a teenager. I'm 30 years old now, so some of this stuff has gone out the window. But I have had casts, and they were on long periods of time. That cast that I had, the purple one, didn't last a week. So, and it was getting really weird because I was getting very claustrophobic with it on. Because after I think I actually left that there. No, the meds are in the box. Okay, but the medication I take psychiatric meds. They knock me out hard, but when I'm on the tail end, about ready to fall asleep, my mind starts to go into sleep. Like, you ever have that moment where you're either resisting sleep and you're trying not to go to sleep, but obviously your mind's kind of just going, or maybe right after you wake up in the middle of the night when you have to go to the bathroom or whatever, you're kind of still halfway dreaming. That's kind of how I am if I resist sleep while taking my medication. And I was getting really claustrophobic and on the verge of crying because I couldn't move my hand. I was losing freedom of movement. I knew it was just my meds messing with my head while I was trying to resist sleep, but it got to be very nerve-wracking. Like, just wanting to move my wrist was all I wanted to do, and now I can. As soon as they cut off that cast, though, my hand just drooped immediately. But yeah, that's the kind of shit I'm going through right now. I now have a metal screw in this hand that is permanent. That's not coming out. So, yeah, that's what I've been going through the past couple days. So the point of getting called in for surgery on the spot, and being told, or getting called in for an appointment on the spot, and getting into surgery lasted less than 24 hours. Fastest any medical procedure I've ever had has ever taken. So it's like, fuck. And my doctor, she was a total boss. She saw me, saw my x-rays, we're fixing this, we're screwing it in. Going the next day, she's full suit up, she's ready to go. She basically was like, all right, we're going to do this is how it's going to work, and you're going to be great. And God, did she bust ass. She came to see me after the surgery. No, she didn't come to see me after. No, she did. She did come to see me after surgery and told me that everything was great, everything went well, that I was on the mend. She was a badass. Like, I don't want to say her name because I don't want to break that confidentiality, but she was a badass. And she just, she had a plan, she knew what she wanted, she kicked ass. So hats off to Emerge Ortho, which is where I went. She busted ass. The whole staff and crew were just fantastic. But yeah, that's what I've been doing the past couple days, and I'll be back to business as usual in no time. So thanks everybody for hanging around, letting me know, or a lot of people have been keeping up with me the past couple days, and people for keeping up with me and looking out for me and checking up on me, seeing if I'm all right. And yeah, we are going to try to go back to business as usual as soon as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see you guys later.